to tell
Okay.
stories. I did an infamous match that you guys might have heard of. And I don't know if you have or not. This is, I believe, in 2011 in White Plains, New York. Doink the Clown wrestled Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh yes. Oh, you ref that
I've
match?
heard-
I refereed that match.
I've seen the videos of that match. I'm surprised I didn't
I know what you're
recognize
talking
you.
Was it? Was it the late? Was it the Matt
The
Bourne? The
match where
Doink?
Matt Bourne, Hacksaw Jim Duggan got into a fight in the middle of a wrestling ring with me in the middle of them.
Like a shoe fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say. I remember that. I know about this match. I'm just trying to remember.
And
It
I
is.
just sat there. I looked at it. I said, "What are we doing?" I didn't know. I didn't know they had heat. It's the weirdest thing. So I've told this story before. I'm backstage, and for a little inside baseball, at least I'll go and like get the finish, from the guys. Right. What do you guys want to go home with? Going home, for those of you that know, means end the match. What are you guys gonna go? So I go to Matt. I think I went to Matt Bourne first. He goes, talk to Duggan. He's like, I don't know, talk to Duggan. That's weird. Okay, go to Duggan. Duggan, hey, what no one told me. What's the finish? He goes, I'm gonna hit him with the deal. Right. I know what his deal is. I've been watching the guy since 1985. Like 3-point stance, clothesline. Cool. They get in the ring and I think Duggan grabbed a headlock, or it's furry, it's fuzzy now. One of them grabbed a headlock, and one of them tried to reverse it, and he went no. Tried to reverse it again, no. It just wasn't working. They weren't working together. So he breaks out of it. They wrestle for a little bit. They go to the mat. I remember Pope was doing commentary. I hear him go, "Get in there, ref, break it up." And I looked at him. I was like, "You're crazy." So they get up and they square off, and then there's the famous, "You want to work, or you want to fight?"
That's the
You
line
wanna-
I was waiting.
you wanna work? And they're fisting up, and I'm just like looking at them like, guys, like this is the first time I've worked with this company. This is the first time I've worked with Jim Duggan or Matt Bourne. It's one of my first times working like an actual like names that I grew up watching, like kind of that deal. And I'm just looking at him like, guys, what are we doing? What's going on here? Matt Bourne leaves, grabs a chair. Duggan, being a worker, grabs his 2x4.
As he is wont to do.
Right? Grabs his 2x4. Matt Bourne's got a chair. He's outside the ring. I'm like, what's going on? Duggan goes, count him out. I went, you leave the ring, I'll count you both out. And he did. And I don't know why I thought that. I think in my mind, I was just going, my thought process was, nobody deserves to win this match. I don't want to raise anybody's hand. I'm like, you leave the ring. You leave the ring pissed off. He leaves the ring pissed off. I count the double count out. Nobody wins, nobody loses. And I don't know why, like that popped in my mind, but that's what I thought. And he listened. The weirdest part was he actually listened to me.
Yeah.
Thinking back at it, I was like, why did he even listen to me? Like, why didn't he just be like, no, shut the fuck up. Count the. He's like, I'm Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You're a nobody referee. I said, count him out. Whatever.
Now, do you have any intel on what the heat was there starting it, or
I looked up obviously I haven't talked to him about it. I did look it up online, because after that happened, it was like a big story in the internet wrestling community. So I remember looking it up, and someone eventually asked him, like on an interview, like, what the hell happened? And the story they gave was apparently, I think Matt Bourne got into a fight at a bar. Duggan kind of stepped in, knocked the guy's eye out or damaged somebody's eye, and the guy ended up suing Matt, and Duggan didn't take care of him. I guess that's the story I heard. You'd have to go like search up. I'm sure it's up now. The lore is out there somewhere, but it's what it is.
That's
But yeah, that was one of my most infamous matches.